Many people chase success, but what many of them don't understand is that most successful people attract it instead. There's this very famous quote I love from the poet Mario Quintana that says, "Don't waste your time chasing butterflies. Mend your garden and the butterflies will come." Now, this quote is so powerful and it totally changed my life because we all tend to chase those things we want in life. But what the quote teaches us is that to achieve those things, we should first focus on ourselves internally, and those things will come to us naturally. Now, the problem is, I didn't understand this until the age of 16. And in order to show you how powerful this quote is, I want to share with you how my life was before I've been told this. I have been a competitive swimmer since a very young age. My parents wanted me to learn how to swim at the age of 3 for the fear that I would fall into our home pool. Since then, I've never stopped swimming, and over time it became my #1 priority. However, I go into middle school and my life became a loop. School, swim, homework, and repeat. Getting good at swimming was the main goal and everything else fit around it. I still remember my friends asking me, "Why'd you do it?" And I never had a great answer to this question, which often made me uncomfortable and even alone. I was just a kid chasing a dream, and all my friends laughed about it. The following year, 2021, was when I started high school in my small Italian town. I remember during the time I missed a lot of hangouts because of swimming, and all my friends would ask, "Why don't you quit? Why do you keep doing this?" Moreover, during the time, I was experiencing a big plateau in swimming. My times weren't improving anymore, I didn't know what to do, and I was just losing motivation. On top of this, I also had posture problems, because all I was doing was just training and training without focusing on looking after myself, without warming up properly, without stretching properly. And this caused me to go to the physiotherapist very often. So my physiotherapist suggested me to contact a guy who would have followed me for my physical development. And later on, this guy turned out to be the key figure for my personal growth. He told me something I couldn't believe. He said, "Have your weekly sessions, stop chasing times, focus on resting, and focus on your personal and physical development, and times will come to you naturally." This was totally life-changing for me, because before that, I thought that swimming more meant swimming faster. But he totally changed my perspective on how it was. So what it made me understand is that I was just chasing goals without curing myself, without looking after myself. Isn't this the same principle as the quote I've said at the beginning of this video? Well, yeah, and for the first time, I understood that this was the key to success. So I started focusing on myself, and I stopped chasing all those goals that I've set before. I kept training, but this time I was doing it intentionally. I was doing it consciously. I was overcoming my fears, I was pushing my limits, and as a consequence, my times began to improve again. I went from being comfortable and living life how it presented to me to clarifying my core values and understanding what I was made for. But there was one more problem. My friends' priorities and mine began to split. I wanted a healthy lifestyle, goals, structure. They wanted to go out, drinking, partying, and no judgment, we just wanted different things. But the environment started to feel cramped. I felt held back rather than helped to succeed. So in 2023, I made the most important decision of my life and probably the best. Moving to England for my last 2 years of high school to take A-levels. And from that moment on, everything changed. I found a competitive and inspiring environment where everyone wanted to become the best version of themselves. I started reading, something I've never done before and actually used to hate it. I started journaling, on which I will make a full video about, and every day I just aimed to be 1% better than yesterday. It felt like waking up. There was a whole world beyond the pool. I became more self-aware, I clarified my core values, I got happier, I even improved my communication skills, and I stopped being the shy kid who was always hiding behind his mom's legs. But most importantly, I found who I really am. As a result, I passed A-levels with excellent grades and I got into a top-tier university. And by the way, as a result is key, because success didn't make me happy. Living in alignment with my core values did. Today, I'm an 18-year-old student at Bocconi University in Milan, who keeps looking for ways to improve himself, but mostly who wants to make a real impact on today's society. My goal is to become the person I wish I'd found 5 years ago, where I had no clue what I was gonna do with my life, I had no idea what personal growth was, and I was just living life how it presented to me. I want to build a place for teenagers who feel stuck in the same loop every day, as I was 5 years ago, and who want clarity, discipline, and long-term happiness, not just temporary highs. When I look around, what I see is a huge amount of teenagers who have not yet found themselves, who have not clarified their core values, and who always try to be who they're not. I want to share and document with you my personal growth journey, because as I grow, you can grow as well. And above all, I want to inspire my peers to embark on this journey, which I believe is fundamental in the life of a teenager. Now, I know what you might think. You might say, who are you to give me life advices? And you're right, I'm no one. I'm neither a guru nor an expert. I'm just a simple person like you. But what we might have in common is that we want to do something in our lives, and we want to be successful. With this channel, my goal is to share my real experience with transparency, showing my mistakes, failures, successes, lessons learned, and progress. I want to leave you by reflecting on the quote I said at the beginning of this video. Stop wasting time chasing butterflies. Mend your garden and the butterflies will come. Stop waiting for the perfect time, because the perfect time is today. If you want to grow with me, subscribe to the channel and let's begin this journey together.